support regarding this matter.
Thank you, Ms. Savage. We'll begin our questioning now. And Ms. Savage, let me start with you. You talk about Meta's refusal to acknowledge the harms, but I think many people who are watching this hearing today don't know what those harms would be. So just very quickly, let's talk about if you were an 8-year-old girl and what you would experience in an unsafe situation in the metaverse.
Thank you. I think it's important to start by describing briefly what it's like to use VR, especially because a lot of parents haven't. So, you're wearing a headset on your head, it's strapped to your face, and it completely obscures your vision and your hearing. So you can no longer see the real world around you, which can also feel very vulnerable because people can come up behind you in real life. And this means that some of the experiences in VR can feel heightened because you're already feeling vulnerable. VR is designed to be immersive and embodied. That's its appeal. And so when you experience things in VR, they feel meaningfully more real, psychologically more real than if you were to experience that same thing on a television. You also have an avatar that you are embodying and which research shows us you identify with. So if something happens to your avatar, it feels like it's happening to you. It's also important to note that this is a social space, so there are other users with bodies that can corner you, that can surround you, that can touch you, and folks can also speak to you.
And let me add in there, users who are not known to you.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's most common for you to be interacting with people you don't know in real life. And a lot of parents in my research indicated that they weren't aware that their children were interacting with strangers.
All right.
Just to be very explicit, because it's not something that I think a lot of people have exposure with, when we talk about harms for children and for adults in VR, and we talk about things that are said, the audio that's transmitted isn't just solicitation or speech. There will also be instances that we have seen of where you can hear people sexually pleasuring themselves transmitted over audio in a spatial sense as you are being surrounded and brigaded and being harassed. So it's not just simple statements, it is actually the transmission of the motion and the audio of sex acts itself.
And so that is what causes children to have the physiological and psychological response as if it were happening to them in the real world.
Yes, exactly. Visually and auditorily, it feels real.
Okay. Dr. Sattizahn, I want to come to you. Senator Blumenthal and I wrote to Meta back in April, really sounding the alarm on some of their policies with AI chatbots entering into sensual conversations with children. And these policies went so far as to allow chatbots to tell a shirtless boy, and I'll quote this, "Every inch of you is a masterpiece, a treasure I cherish deeply," end quote. So you've been through this process at Meta, dealing with them. Does it surprise you that they would allow their chatbots to engage in these conversations with children?
No, not at all. One thing that I'd like to just sort of caveat this is I never directly worked on the Meta AI chatbot team, but I did work directly on Facebook ranking. And to not get in the tech weeds with this, Facebook ranking or ranking in general is sort of a sibling to artificial intelligence. It's actually something that's included with AI algorithms. And when I worked on the Facebook ranking team, I was working on how algorithms could be used to keep people safer whenever they see things that are shown to them in marketplace. They see sexual content, we take it away, et cetera. Ranking is something that uses, generally speaking, more structured data that is easier to control for safety. And even when I was working on ranking, that was something that when I would try to work on the teams to improve safety, they were unable to do.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Talking about algorithms, I know Meta has said TikTok is their main competitor. So is Meta intentionally intensifying their algorithms in order to be able to compete more closely with TikTok?
It is so much sillier than that. When I attempted to look at things called coefficients or variables to make these algorithms safer. The engineers themselves told me that they didn't actually look at them because if the algorithm predicted it and engagement went up, then it must be good. So to answer your original question, no, this doesn't surprise me at all because in the context of something like ranking, if they can't figure it out, I have no idea why they would ever be able to figure it out with an AI as well.
Got it. Senator Klobuchar, you're recognized.